the good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome to Fuck It Today. And my name is Sonia Thailand Trixie. And I had to play this theme song because this is going to be our topic for the next 3 podcasts: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you're familiar with old Wild West classics, this one is my favorite. Clint Eastwood. And it's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and it's a trilogy of 3 American Wild West movies. So we're going with that. We're doing a trilogy of 3 podcasts on the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, well, happy Easter to all of you out there. It is Monday today, April 13th, and we celebrated Easter yesterday in Thailand, but back home, hope you're having a great day with yourself, if you're by yourself in lockdown or with family. I hear you, I'm by myself as well. But hey, shout out ya and hope you're safe and healthy. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a fun little trilogy of podcasts because we're going to work on our inner good, bad, and ugly, and break it a little bit down here for us. So it's going to take more than just one podcast. So get your note paper and your pen out, and you guys stick with me because I know you guys don't like these little personality tests and so forth, but you've got plenty of time to stick with Thailand Trixie because we're going to have some fun. So grab some paper and pen, and while you do that, I wanted to give you updated on the Phuket news here. We went into 24-hour lockdown, like you don't leave your house. And it's for at least 2 weeks, maybe even longer. We, as of midnight, cannot leave the house, otherwise you go to jail for a year. And they're not messing around. And my Thai friends here, my neighbors are like, oh no, don't mess around with this. They're like serious. So I'm like, I will oblige. I'm doing yoga in my kitchen, no problem. And they also are going door to door, and they're checking your temperature every day to check for flu symptoms or the if you have a high fever, and they're taking you to the hospital. So they're clearing out the island, getting the people that are sick or about to be sick, and hopefully get this handled really quick. We went from 0 to 100 like bam. We had like a couple cases back in February here and there, but then all of a sudden, it really started getting 12 cases, 13 cases. So the governor is just like, oh no, we're going big or go home kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm glad to hear that. And we got a ban on alcohol too, which was kind of funny because Friday night they posted it publicly like at 10:30 at night on Friday, and it went into effect 90 minutes later. So I'm on this blog for expats, one of the Phuket local news papers, and all these old white dudes are just like, damn it, you didn't even give me time to go to 7-Eleven, so they didn't get their stash before we went into lockdown. But I think that might not be a bad thing for everybody to be sober for a while, right? I'm on my 10th day and I'm loving it. So I'm just going to keep on rolling. I just hope this isn't 5 months. I might go insane. But yeah, so feel really good. And so get your pen and paper ready to go because we're going to do a little exercise here about the good, the bad, and the ugly. All 3 parts, the trifecta of our human, who we are as people, and trifecta is 3, and usually that's fecta, which in Spanish is perfect. Usually it's 3 things that are desirable. And hey, this is my podcast, so I'm making this up as I go. But I do believe, in all seriousness, that your good, your bad, and your ugly parts of you are who you are. And gosh dang it, it's just like, it's so hard for people to be honest with their other sides of their being, and one of my biggest messages or things I want to stress the most as I develop this Fuck It Today program is, is just being real, being fucking PHUKN real with, who you are, and being real with other people, and just being honest and truthful, because it's so liberating to be who you are and not have to feel like you got to put on a show, or go on social media and do all that. And I've been, I'm guilty of that many a times when I've sent pictures out, and inside I'm like, shit, here I am partying again. It's fun pictures and all that, but deep down inside, I was a hot mess there for a while. So there's plenty of podcasts, and go to my Fuck It Today website on the One Day page. Click on the One Day, and that's all about addiction and sobriety. And there's the ugly sides of us, there's the bad parts of us, bad habits maybe, and then there's the great things of us, and that makes us human and makes us real. So I want to kind of dig into that a little bit. And I know you guys don't like to do these personality profiles. You don't like to dig deep, but hey man, I'm just stick with Thailand Trixie and have some fun. We've got tons of time. So our first podcast of the 3 are going to make our list. And the list is going to start with the good. And I just ask that you take your pen and paper and you write 10 things, write 3 columns, good, bad, and then a 3rd column, ugly. So under the good column, write 10 things about you that you like. They could be good habits, like you work out a lot, or, you drink a lot of water. I mean, they could be really simple things. Just write 10 things down. Don't take, 3 hours on this. Just write things as I'm talking that, maybe you have, like for me, I'll give you an example. 5 things that I wrote down just off like really fast was that I'm creative. I'm very creative and imaginative. And I love that because I can do fun things like this podcast. And I write a lot, and so those things are a wonderful part of my character that and I also love to talk about myself, obviously. Good thing I don't lack in confidence. Okay, and I wrote, I'm very loving, and, I'm a big lover, and I love, people, and I meet a friend every day, so I'd say friendly, I just, it's just easy for me, and that I feel very blessed for. Good things about my character too. Very positive. I have a very positive outlook on life, and glass half full kind of gal, and most of the time, and pretty much most of the time, all the time for the most part. I'm very non-judgmental of other people. I'm open to other people's religions, colors, whatever, whatever you believe in, your political stance, it's all good. If we can get along, it's great. So just write those 10 things down. Okay, so we'll come back to that. You have plenty of time, because our second podcast, we'll bring our list out, and just so do your homework after we're done with this podcast and have your list ready for tomorrow. Okay, so on the next column, write 5 things: habits, characteristics, things that you don't really, are things that they don't have to be terrible, because you got the uglies. The ugly category coming next, so save those ones for the ugly category. But bad that maybe you you bite your nails, or maybe you don't speak your mind up when you should, or maybe you don't take enough showers. I don't know, whatever your deal is. Just write 5 things down, and they could be habits or characteristics that you just don't really. They're not that huge of a deal, but they're things that you wouldn't mind changing about yourself, or maybe working on, And then there's ugly. There's the ugly category. And those things there's 5 there that you want to write down. And that might be thinking a little deeper for yourself and thinking of things that you really would like to pay attention to and would really like to improve upon to make your boat float. Make your boat like really strong and bring the best of you on your boat to make it float. And those things that are like for me, for sure, the first thing that I put was addictions, just because it's been really at the top of my part of my life a lot in the last couple of years, really. Just digging in deep now in the last several months to address that and to be honest with it. And just so, being addicted, drinking way too much. I was doing cocaine. And so, yeah, that's big on the ugly category. But I put also to beat myself up sometimes too much, And yeah, I come across very confident, and I am most of the time, but I also am really hard on myself too. So, the best of people that have the, biggest life personalities, probably judge themselves hard too. So I'm definitely put that one on my list to lighten it up a little bit and have more forgiveness for myself. And to not always have the last word. God, I don't always have to win the battle. And I'm just such a fighter. I've always been such a survivor, and always just, that would also be in the list. Getting in my own way and making things harder for myself. So they kind of go hand in hand, is just getting in my own way, and then just always having to feel like I have to fight, fight to survive or fight to. So I really want to get some handle on those things. But again, that's part of who you are, and the flaws are part of you being human. And that's embracing it, embracing it. Go, okay, you don't have to be perfect. These are things that are a part of you. And so anyway, have 5 things under your ugly category, 5 things under your bad category, and 10 things that are good. Write them all down. And we're going to address this the next podcast. And we are going to have a trilogy of 3 podcasts, all breaking this down, and we'll go into habits and behaviors, and learn some things together that are pretty interesting. Also, too, we'll have a page that's called The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. So check that out. That'll be in the next few days, and it's going to be the Wild West theme. I wish I had my cowgirl hat. I have a little cowgirl costume. I'd totally wear it, but I wouldn't think about bringing that to Thailand, so I didn't pack it. But anyway, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to be in the Wild West theme and having some good, bad, and ugly conversations. All right. Have a good one. Happy Easter, and we'll talk to you soon.